Okay. All right. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me and see me? Okay. All right. All
Okay,
right.
we
So
can hear you.
all right, cool, cool. All right. All right, now, 1 second. I'm trying to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. I think everything is where it's supposed to be. Um, all right, so now getting started with this common ground series. All right, being that we are the coalition, the Hebrew Israelite coalition globally, with different Hebrew Israelites congregation communities coming together for a common purpose, which is to get our autonomy as a nation and operate as a nation and be that nation that's spoken about in Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. And it takes, and we're putting this puzzle together, we're putting this thing together, and we're doing it at the grassroots level. We don't have these big Hebrew Israelite organizations, all in America are part of this, things like that. It's not working out like that. It's going to work out how the Most High wanted to work out, and it's at the grassroots level, and then we have the Mona, the community in the Mona. They have a big leadership presence within this coalition to bring this thing to fruition, because they have over 50 years in self-governing themselves. So we're gonna make this happen. So this common ground series now, brother Benaiah, can you hear me, my brother? You ready to rock and roll?
I'm ready, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, all right. I'm ready.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. I'm about to share my screen. Let's see. Can you see my screen? I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So now we're gonna go to this right here. So this is what we're doing tonight. Can you read what you see from me, bro? This is what we doing tonight. Read what you see. All right.
All right. HISCUNC Representative Preparation Document. Common Ground Series, Episode 2. It's time to represent your nation.
It's time to
This is the
represent.
date.
Hold on. It's time to represent our nation. All right. So it's time to represent our nations for those representatives that's on here. All right. It's time to represent our nation. You are the first representatives within this coalition, and you set the tone for all the other representatives that will come into this coalition in the near future as this coalition grow, and as more as it gets seen within the Hebrew Israelite community worldwide that it's a coalition that people can come into. All right. So now keep going, my brother. And this today's date. We're doing it right on time. We're doing what we're doing. Keep going. All right.
Right. Today's date is December 7th, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll skip the time if
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not a
yeah, yeah. You
problem.
good, you good. Yeah. Read the purpose of this session. What's the purpose of it?
All right, purpose of this session, episode 2 of the Common Ground series focuses on strengthening unity among the Hebrew Israelite nation. Representatives will contribute their perspectives on national identity, unity, and functional nation building, regardless of doctrinal differences.
Mm-hmm.
This session will be broadcast live on social media platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and more. Each representative will have 5 minutes to present their answers to the coalition.
All right, all right. So you hold on, you good right there. So before we get to question one, it's one thing that I forgot to do, and it is very important. Can you read our mission statement? All right, read the mission statement so the viewers can understand the mission statement of this coalition. Read what you see from me, bro.
Okay. All right. We are the Hebrew Israelites Sacred Council Unified Network Coalition. The Hebrew Israelite Sacred Unified, the Hebrew Israelites Sacred Council Unified Network Coalition is dedicated to doing for self and walking in divine sovereignty, for the purpose of restoring the throne of David and the building and maintaining of heaven on earth. For the kingdom cometh not with observation. We strive to identify, delineate, and prioritize points of convergence and collaboration that honor our shared heritage and prophetic responsibilities. By recognizing the wealth of our diversity, we foster unity and cooperation to restore our collective power and strength. Rooted in Hebraic identity and kingdom purpose, we serve as a working model and a light unto the nations, advancing restoration and righteous governance for generations to come.
All right, and that needs to be read so we can understand the mission. So when people hear this, because this one is live, but other things be recorded for our own keepings and then just for meetings, but just to let us to reiterate and refresh us what this mission is and what we're doing, why are we having this coalition, why are we here, why are we doing what we're doing, why are we talking about this, why are we formulating things, why are we operating it and going into operating as a nation fully among our different communities. All right, so now let's get with this. Let's get back to this thing. So back to what we doing tonight. So now going to the questions. Question one. All right, and I'm gonna pose these questions. Like I said, each representative gets their time. All right, to do this. And I want to let's move this sufficiently so we can get this through. So we have another meeting that we're doing off live about a presentation about how to operate and communicate off the grid. All right, so now let's go ahead and get this started. So let me start with Brother Ibar. How you doing, my brother? You ready? You ready to rock and roll, man?
What's good? What you at?
Everything is good, my brother. Everything is good. Hey, Benaya, can you read this for me right here? This is the representatives right here. Can you read this for me right here, bro?
All right. Coalition representatives. Below is the official list of representatives for the coalition. Tazalak Arak, Virginia representative. Tazadakwa, Virginia representative. Sister Nell, representative.
And she in Madagascar. I forgot to put Madagascar on there. And Sister Nell, I know you have a Hebrew name, and I didn't mention it in there. And I apologize with that. And Tazalak and Tazaqua, that's husband and wife. All right. Sister Nell is in Madagascar. Keep going though, bro.
All right. Next we have Makaza Nasia Yasharala, Odessa, Texas representative. Brother Anayan from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania representative.
And Brother Anayan, he lived in Egypt for over 9 years, for over 10 years. And we do have connections in Egypt. Yes, the coalition, we do have connections in Egypt. We do have community brothers and sisters in Egypt also. And Anayan, he's he has that position, you know what I'm saying? And he got other things that we'll be discussing, in the near future and everything like that. But keep going though, bro.
All right, we have Brother Duncan Kinuthia, or Kinuthia, if I said that right, I think I did. Kenya representative. We also have Brother Tez, or Cortez in Tanzania, which is a representative, and Brother Michael, or Ibar, which is also a Tanzanian representative.
Mm-hmm. So these are the representatives, and then Brother Duncan, that's Brother Mahugu, and he's a Kenyan. He grew up in America, but he's from Kenya. He moved to Kenya. I mean, he moved to America when he was like 10 years old. He's a Kikuyu, all right, and he's on here on the coalition also. All right, and he's rooted in his Hebrew heritage and his Kikuyu heritage. All right, and understanding that it's a core, and he understand that within his Kikuyu heritage and his Hebrew Israelite heritage is he understand that is combined. He understand that it's a coalition in that. All right, so now let's get it going. So Ibar. All right, let's get this going. Let's go to the questions. Question number one. All right. Now I want you to answer these questions. Question number one. Read the question form, and then you can go ahead and do your thing, Brian. The floor will be yours. Yeah, but now if you can read the question
Sorry,
form.
sorry.
Are you good? You good?
Yes. All right. Question number one. Identity and commitment to nationhood. What does it truly mean for Hebrew Israelites to function as one nation rather than scattered groups? And what personal or organizational commitment do you believe each of us must make to turn that national identity into reality?
All right, you go right there. There you go. Floor is yours.
All right. First and foremost, all praise to the Most High, man. Blessing to be on here. Uh, Blessings to all the brothers and sisters on here. To me, what do it truly means for Hebrew Israelites to function as one nation rather than scattered groups? What does it truly mean to me is basically what Christ wanted us to do is love one another, unify. Of course, the Zephaniah thing. It really means that we have to unify. We are going to unify Father's will. It means that we're going to show love to one another, endure one another, build and create with one another. This is what it means to me, whether they're being in scattered groups, that's a hindrance to us. All these groups, especially where we come from in the States, was a hindrance. It is a hindrance to the nation, I believe. Like, of course, we needed teachers and things of that nature, but if if they not doing according to the scriptures, that's a hindrance. Man, when I was just talking about this last night, I believe how these situations overtake us as a nation, and this why we so far behind as a nation. And then it say what personal or organization uh commitment do you believe each of us must make to turn that nationality identity into reality? What personal commitments do you believe each of us must make? Well, I think the personal commitment we must make is just, like I say, enduring, overcoming issues, hearing each other out, um, just really putting our best foot forward with everything that we do. Just help each other progress, help this nation progress. Be a light to the world, also to the Gentiles. Uh, I think these are the personal commitments we have to do, or that we have to make. We have to be a light to the world. And the way we can show as being a light to the world is unifying, showing unity, you know. And that's basically it. That's basically all I got. I ain't long-winded like that. So yeah, that's basically what I got. Just unifying and being a light to the world. That's the personal commitment right there.
All right. No doubt, no doubt. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
All right, there you go. Can you hear me better? I look. All right, so now, excellent. Now we're gonna move on to question two with this. Benaya, can you read question two for the brother?
Yes, sir. Question number two. The power of collective nationhood. If we were to fully unite as one nation today, what areas, such as agriculture, education, security, economics, or governance, do you believe would immediately show our collective power, and why?
You got it. All right.
That's for me still?
Yeah. That's the second
Oh,
question.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if we fully united as one nation today, what areas such as agriculture, education, security, economic, or governance do I believe would immediately show our collective power, and why? Hmm. Um, if united today, which one will show our power? Um, Truthfully, I think all of these areas will show our power. There's already land in certain areas, already got educational teachers, security, economic things going on, governance and stuff like that. So I think all of these things will show its power. Will one be higher than the other? Maybe so. But I think they all will show their powers. And why? Because we will be promoting each other. Yeah, we got this, we got food over here, the agriculture. Or yeah, y'all need somebody to help y'all learn this, that, etc. We got teachers over here. You need protection when things go down, and we got security. So I think they all will play a part if we all can, if it all unite today as a nation. So that's just me personally. I think that's what it be.
I rock with it. All praise to the Most High. All right, all praise. Excellent job, bro. Now we're gonna move on to Sister Nell. Are you ready? I know you sent me something you wanted me to show on the screen. Would you able to email it to me, or are you able to show it on your screen? I can give you the allow you to share.
Yes, I emailed it to you.
Okay, it's an echo, a real echo. I'm gonna pull it up. In the meanwhile, while I pull that up, I'm go to somebody else real quick. So I'm gonna go to Anayan. Anayan, are you ready to answer these questions, my brother?
Shalom, yeah, I'm ready.
Shalom, bro. Shalom. Oh, do you need me to read the questions to you again, or are you good?
You can read it to me.
Okay, but now can you read question number 1 for him, bro?
All right. Question number 1. Identity and commitment to nationhood. What does it truly mean for Hebrew Israelites to function as one nation rather than scattered groups? And what personal organizational commitment do you believe each of us must make to turn that national identity into reality?
Okay. So before I go into what it truly means, I want to go into one of the major barriers real quick that we have as a people that we need to strive to get past in order for us to see the fruits of what it truly means once we unite, right? So I want to go to Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. But I'm going to read it in the Peshitta because I like the way that it's worded a little better in the Peshitta Bible. The Zephaniah 2 and 1. It says, gather yourselves, bind yourselves together, O people without discipline. So we have to understand that even though we're called to come together, even the prophet Zephaniah understood and made it clear that this is something that's going to be like pulling teeth. That's the reason why it says bind yourself together. So this is something that's not going to be easy and is actually acknowledged in the Old Testament. This is going to be something that's going to be a struggle. But at the end of the day, we have to do it because it's prophesied for us to do it, and we're the children of the Most High. Let me read verse 2. It says, before you become like the chaff, which is driven away, before the fierce anger of the Lord comes upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger reaches you. So this is something that's for our own benefit, as well as for the benefit of the world, as well as for the benefit of the Most High's creation in general. We have to do these things before the anger of the Most High come upon us. So this is something that is very dire. We're in a dire situation to come together, right? And I wanted to make that statement because you have a lot of people, unfortunately, that they think that we have to wait for the Messiah or a Messiah to come to do this. This is something we need to be doing right now. This thing is prevalent. We got to save ourselves, whether we believe in Messiah or not. We have to save ourselves, and then the Messiah come and finish it off. Or for those of us that don't, we have to save ourselves. But at the end of the day, one thing I know for sure is that the Most High not going to help us until we help ourselves. All right. So now let me answer your question. I'm going to go to, let's go to Exodus 4 and 21. All right. Exodus 4 and 21 through 22. I'm sorry, somebody keep calling on this WhatsApp. Give me 1 second. Let me exit out of it. This will happen now. Okay, Exodus 4 and 21 through 22. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, when thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all these wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thy hand, but I will harden his heart, that he shall not let the people go. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. So one of the major reasons that it's important for us to come together as a nation is because the Most High gave us the title of his son and of his firstborn. And a lot of the times as Israelites, we like to get on our high horse and say, oh, we better than the other nations. We this, we that. Not understanding that the job of the firstborn is the very same job that those of us that have children give our firstborn, which is to keep the household in order and to keep the other children that are not the firstborn in order. So it's our job to keep the house of the Most High and the kingdom of the Most High in order. It's our job to make sure that the world and that humanity is in order. We're the first and direct representation of the Most High. So it's our job to do the will of the Most High, and bring the children of God and bring the nations back to the Most High. Let's go to Micah 4:2 real quick. It says, and many nations shall come and say, come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Most High, and to the house of the Most High of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So we have to set the example. We have to be the standard. So in a nutshell, what I'm saying is that this universe or this world is not going to be in order until we get ourselves in order. And that's the number one mission that we should be on, which is to represent the Most High and to bring the Most High's creation back to him. So that's what makes it important for us to have a coalition or to unify. With that, I yield.
All right. Let's go to the next question. Get the next question. Hold on 1 second. Let me put it back up on the screen. All right, so question number the next question number 2. Can you read question number 2 from Benaiah?
All right, question number 2. The power of collective nationhood. If we were to fully unite as one nation today, what areas such as agriculture, education, security, economics, or governance do you believe would immediately show our collective power, and why?
I would say the one that would immediately show our collective power would be economics. Because when you're dealing with economics, you're dealing with hitting people pockets, right? Economics. So one thing we know is that unfortunately within the Israelite community, the dollar doesn't stay within our community at all. Within a few hours, our dollar is spent within another nation or, paid to another community. So if we worked on more of an economical basis and we dealt in-house amongst one another, that would allow for our dollar to circulate within our community longer and will allow for us to eventually establish generational wealth, right? Another thing is that even when you go back to, I believe it was 1963 or 62, somewhere in that era, where you had all the different boycotts, the Montgomery boycott in specific, according to a little bit of research I did, it said that they lost $40,000 per day. And if that boycott had lasted a full year, they would have lost $1.5 million. So imagine if in today's time, we wanted to show our power, especially with understanding that the African-American community or the Israelite community in America, we have $1 trillion, if not $1 billion spending per year that we spend on, almost nothing because we don't have anything to show for it. But if we wanted to immediately affect this world construct, I would say it would be done best through economics. Now, there's nothing wrong with agriculture. There's nothing wrong with education, but these are things that would probably take a little bit longer. Food takes time to grow. Education takes time and takes years of study before you can actually enact it out in society. So I would say economics would be immediate.
All right. All right, cool, man. And and this is important, because if we can be able to control these things such as agriculture, education, security, economics, and then our own governance system, these lead us to being free as a nation, just being like really being free as a nation, really just imagine, us being actually free as a nation from any decisions from any nation can make the regarding to how we want to determine our destiny, what I'm saying, in totality. So now check this out. All right, so excellent. Now, Sister Nell, are you up next? Do you need me? I'm sharing it right now. Can you see that? You hear me, Sister Nell?
Because I turned off the mic here. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Went out.
Hello?
There you go. I can hear you.
Okay.
All right, so I got it on the screen for you. What you need me to do?
Start from the beginning.
Okay.
And I apologize now if I'm cut off. We're going through a big storm here, so.
I hear you good. I hear you good though.
Okay. So as you can see, the topic that we're discussing tonight is time to represent your nation. And next slide, please. Okay, and you already read the purpose of this session, correct?
Yes, I read it. Yeah, I read the purpose of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the first question, what does it truly mean for Hebrew Israelites to function as one nation rather than scattered groups? And what personal or organizational commitment do you believe each of us must make to turn that national identity into reality? Next screen, please. So I took the first part of that question. What does it mean for Hebrew Israelites to function as one nation rather than scattered groups? Strength is in unity if we have the Most High in the middle. So when people are united, they cannot be destroyed by our enemies. The conscience establishment. Sorry. The conscious establishment of unity requires the medium of the Bible, the Torah. This unity can only come about as a result of connection to Yah. Because we are each created uniquely, it's only through the revelation of the Creator's words that can all the separate elements of creation be united as one whole. The Torah is the medium by which this unity can be accomplished in our Israelite nation. Although people differ in their ways of thinking, the study and application of the Torah principles unifies us. So why is this? Because the essence of the Torah is rooted in a level of pureness that transcends all of our human limitations. When we function as one nation, a multitude of blessings will flow over all of Israel. Next slide, please. And the second part to that question is, what personal or organizational commitment do you believe each of us must make to turn that national identity into reality? I believe, in my opinion, the first is we need to commit to observing and understanding the importance of the holy days, and then pray for true love for every Hebrew in our community, even those who we don't know. Generally, it's easy to love friends and family, and I put that in some of them, it's easy to love. But to reach out and help a person who we may never have seen before, We can show that relationships can be formed with others that are not limited by our personal feelings. Therefore, a bond will be formed that unites our entire people without differentiation. And finally, we must commit to pray for help to intensify our awareness of the bond of unity, just as in the time of Mordecai and Esther, when the deliverance of our people was brought about by Hebrew unity. May our efforts to spread love and unity among our people enable us to make it a reality in our time. Next slide, please. And the second question, the power of collected nationhood. If we were to fully unite as one nation today, what areas such as agriculture, education, security, economics, or governance do you believe would immediately show our collective power and why? Next slide. The power of collective nationhood. The definition of collective nationhood refers to the shared sense of identity and belonging among individuals within a nation, shaped by common characteristics such as culture, history, and language. It emphasizes the unity and collective identity of a group, influencing social dynamics and political movements. Next slide, please. If we were to fully unify as one nation today, what areas such as agriculture, education, security, economics, or governance do you believe would immediately show our collective power? And I chose agriculture because agriculture creates products, especially food that we can eat and clothes that we wear. Agriculture is a collective power. When we work together in cooperatives or communal farming systems, that increases productivity and can influence government and economic policies. Shared resources and decision-making is necessary, which can strengthen our impact on agricultural practices and sustainability. Next slide. And to summarize, unity will produce stability, and that's when our people are united. They can't be destroyed by our enemies. And the study and application of Torah principles unifies us. This unity can only come about as a result of connection to the Most High through His Word. Agriculture will immediately show our collective power, as I just explained, and sharing resources and decision-making together. This strengthens our impact on agricultural practices, the sustainability, and economics. And the last slide, I give credit to Joseph Project International here in Madagascar. Some of the pictures you saw are from some of the events, and the president sitting here also, Brother Lelena. And just pray for us as we prepare to work together. And being an American living here in Madagascar, I can tell you how unity is so important, because I depend on them, especially Brother Lena here, to speak for me a lot of times. So we must come together and help each other. And I think we're proving that right here in Madagascar. Thank you.
All praises to the Most High. I like that. That was cool. That was pretty cool. And then on top of that, you made some valid points, about the agriculture. That's why, somebody else suggested that we do agriculture first and moving into that direction to make sure that every community that's a part of this coalition is feeding their families and feeding themselves within, within their own vegetation system. That is going on within this coalition. Like, the Mona jurisdiction, they have communities that's already doing farming, and people doing farming in other places. We got people farming in Uganda. We doing farming in Tanzania. Things and such. So we're gonna unify this thing to where we move into the direction of whichever community is self-feeding themselves. That's gonna cause a huge shift in the dynamics of this world when it comes to just us being able to depend on our own food, and they're gonna feel that shift. They're gonna feel that shift when we all is moving in that direction. All right. So now, when I say they, I mean the world powers. They're gonna feel that shift. They're gonna feel that shift. All right. So now, let's move on. Tazalak, are you ready, bro? Are you ready to answer these questions and everything?
Shalom.
Shalom, bro. You need me to read the questions to you, or are you good?
All right, so shalom to everybody. Shalom, peace and blessings. My wife Taza Dakwa is going to be reading hers first, and then I'll be reading behind her.
Okay, cool. You need us to read.
Shalom.
Shalom. What's up? I need me to read the questions for you, or y'all good? Y'all
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you can read the question like a while.
All right, cool. Benai, can you read question number 1 for him?
Khan.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Question number 1. Identity and commitment to nationhood. What does it truly mean for Hebrew Israelites to function as one nation rather than scattered groups? And what personal or organizational commitment do you believe each of us must make to turn that national identity into reality?
Shalom, everyone. The question asked what we'll do as one nation, unified. To function as one nation rather than a scattered group would mean that maturity and hope is realized and for our future in the kingdom of heaven. It means that our individual roles as men and women, we have to take our rightful positions. Men as the rightful head of household, and women as helpmeet to him, with the goal of raising a legacy of righteous children. Elders and bishops, deacons and teachers leading and working in cooperative respect to each other, and respect and honors given to the Most High, and worship and praise being central and mandatory to our identity, walking as the example of his people and teaching the nation after perfecting our own community.
What it truly means, in my opinion, is the fulfillment of Zephaniah chapter 2's verse 1. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. See, we are called to gather ourselves or begin the process. And to gather ourselves takes action. And the cause for taking action has to be one's belief. And because of our belief, we're faithful that what the Most High has given us in the Word, in the Tanakh, in the Torah, in what we call the Bible, is true, and that He is faithful to what He has called us to do. So we are to follow, and we are to listen to the truth and have faith that it's all going to work out for our benefit as individual households and as collective nations. And so in that manner, faith and works go hand in hand. And I believe this is talking to us. I believe it's talking to me. We are people who don't have a nation or an identity in this modern world. We were left stranded without anything to grasp hold on to except what they left for us, which is not for us. So with that being understood, they desire for us to remain lost. And that's why I believe it says a nation not desired, because they don't desire us to have the truth, the understanding that is required for us to become a nation again and to fulfill the prophecies, because that doesn't coincide with what they want to do. So there's an opposition here. So when it says not desired, that's my position on that. And my personal commitment is first to the Creator, myself, my wife and family, my children, and then to my nation. This all has to work collectively, even though there's a tier system in that. And also, we must hold each other accountable while balancing humility and understanding. We must also learn from the past and not make those same mistakes. We've seen other movements attempt to come and gather the people in some form of fashion. We've seen representations of our people try to gather and organize, and we've seen what happens when it's not on the right accord, which is under the Most High's covenant, which is under the Most High's laws, and which is under us as a nation, Israel. So I believe together with the right standard, and I finish with that.
Now, all praise to the Most High, man. Shoot, man, y'all representatives, y'all bringing it tonight. You know what I'm saying? And then this is a blessing. So we're doing these common ground series to show, that it is, a government out here for our people, a coalition out here for our people, and well answered. So question number two, the little question number two, Brother Benaiah, can you read question number two, for the brother and sister?
Right. Question number two. The power of collective nationhood. If we were to fully unite as one nation today, what areas such as agriculture, education, security, economics, or governance do you believe would immediately show our collective power, and why?
To answer that question, I believe that growing our own food and building our community, harnessing the natural energy that Father gives us through solar and water, and having our own way of caring for each other collectively as family and as a nation, will show our power within us. Like Brother Palau said, like Representative Neal said, and the other representatives before. I think that if we learn to take care of ourselves and allow the Most High power to work within us through brotherly love, we'll be able to accomplish a lot of things, not so much to show our power, but the Most High's power in us, that He's with us and that He moves through His people. It's a collective mindset with the land and the construction of the worship and praise is outstanding, in our communities. We know how to praise, we know how to worship. And I think that if we lift our hands in a collective effort to the Most High, He will answer us and He'll show forth His excellence. And the second part would be teaching and learning the Lashawan Kadash and being able to speak to each other in the holy language, so that we can actually be validated and respected as a people, knowing how to communicate in that powerful language that is the origin of every other language, would give us a lot of respect.
If we were to fully unite, although I believe agriculture, education, security, and our governance is important, I believe that economics will be a sound foundation. The reason why is because it would establish us as an individual and sovereign nation. I have a definition of economics here that's not typical, because it doesn't really magnify money as the root of economics. So I'm gonna read it for you guys. It says, economics does not mean simply acquiring, saving, and spending money. Economics is not a tool of money. Money is a tool of economics. Economics is the result of people speaking and acting effectively in the production of justice and correctness. It is not simply how money is handled. It is a matter of how everything is handled and to what end. Economics pertains to how all time and energy is used. So with that type of mindset, when it comes to economics, we're encompassing everything that's involved in our community. We're encompassing everything that's involved in us as a nation, which will include agriculture, education, security, governance, and the laws of the Most High, the covenants that the Most High has given us to follow, the covenants between each other as brethren, as husbands and wives, as fathers and mothers and sons and daughters. Like all of these things are important when it comes to collective nationhood. And I just think that, if we can understand how to operate economically with each other, then we'll be able to show our power really expeditiously. Thanks for letting me share. Thanks for letting us share.
Praise to the Most High, man. Thank y'all for sharing. It was a blessing to hear that, and definitely, man. And right now we're dealing with agriculture, but once we get to a certain segue with the agriculture, we're gonna move on to something else and be working with things, at the same time, keeping up with things. Because like I told y'all in the agriculture project, that's a forever project. All these projects are forever projects within this coalition, because this is our livelihood to become a nation, all right, and to operate as a nation. Well answered, though. So now, moving on, Brother Mahugu, how you doing? You ready to answer these questions, man? Or what you looking like, my brother?
Shalom, shalom, Khan. Yeah, I could answer the questions right now.
All right. Can you read question number 1 for Mahugu Benaya?
Question number 1. Identity and commitment to nationhood. What does it truly mean for Hebrew Israelites to function as one nation rather than scattered groups? And what personal or organizational commitment do you believe each of us must make to turn that national identity into reality?
Okay. So what does it truly mean for Israelites to function as one nation? I believe that it means that each individual has taken upon themselves to understand the times that we're in right now, and that we have a common enemy regardless of whatever organization you're coming from. And us functioning as one nation is a decision that we will work with each other with patience and forgiveness, and also we will also be working on conflict resolution skills together, coming from all walks of life. Um, I believe that is something that is going to be so important for us coming together here in the next few years, building a solid foundation so our children can grow under and forward with. So I really believe that is one of the main reasons. Everybody has said pretty much everything I wanted to say or close to it. But I definitely believe us coming together, it's an understanding that, that we are putting a lot of our own agendas to the side, our own opinions to the side for the betterment of the collective. And I pray that those who come together, or those who decide to come together or are part of this coalition, they keep that in mind going forward, and throughout the years to come.
Right. All right. I go to question number 2 from my brother. Let me see. Question number 2 right there. There you go. Question number 2.
Question number 2. The power of collective nationhood. If we were to fully unite as one nation today, what areas such as agriculture, education, security, economics, or governance do you believe would immediately show our collective power, and why?
Thank you. I'd have to lean towards agriculture as well. I believe that our culture throughout history has been tied to the what we eat, and agriculture is going to be one of the major things we begin to establish because it's one of our main necessities that we need for everyday living, right? So food and shelters. But another reason why I believe that, I think my sister brought it up, is because with agriculture, you're not just going to be able to feed the community that we are in, but we could also turn it into an economic powerhouse by producing certain foods that are popular within the community that we can sell, or yeah, definitely sell, but for maybe a cheaper rate, or for a um, economic benefit for the community. And we could also move and deliver some of these goods to our other communities around the world that can't grow certain items or products. So I strongly believe agriculture is going to be a cornerstone. And once we have fields and people are employed in these fields, and we give locals jobs, and so on and so forth, then we have actually something to secure. That now we can start. Well, mind you, this is opinion, and we'll decide later, or we'll go forth discussing it. But I just strongly believe agriculture um, is going to be really important, and it's one way that would unify people, and because it's food and so many other things you can get from your harvests. I appreciate you letting me share.
No, no doubt, bro. I appreciate you, my brother. My Kikuyu brother, my kaka. Appreciate you, bro.
Body, body.
So I think that's all the representatives that's on here tonight. If there's another representative that's on here, let me know. I don't see it being anybody else. So excellent, man, excellent. It's time to represent our nation. All right. It's been time to represent our nation. People been representing our nation, but we have to start representing our nation collectively. Enough with all this, division, and that's holding us back. That's the biggest thing that's holding us back to becoming what we need to become, to fulfilling, certain prophecies that need to be fulfilled. A lot of things is happening in the earth today. And one of the things that need to be magnified is the collectiveness of Hebrew Israelites coming together, in these times where we see a lot of prophetic things happening in front of our eyes. So, definitely it's a blessing, to have your representatives, a part of this coalition to represent our nation. And we all are representatives. We are representing our nation, so let's keep on representing our nation. All right. And it was a blessing, and shalom in the live feed.